using this style P-trap. I'll put a link in the description. This looks a little confusing. However, they have a diagram on the back. So we've already got the threaded end. However, they do supply a threaded adapter. If you have 1.5 inch pipe sticking out, you glue this on and then adapt to that. So we'll start with this, and but first let me show you different size washers. That's depending on your pipe size. This is made for 1.25 inches, and this is for 1.5 inches, which this is the one we need. First, we'll put a nut on this side and bring it up, and then install a washer on that lip. Then a nut on this end, 1.5 inch washer. Slide that back, and that goes in here. And what's nice, it's adjustable, so you can make fine adjustments at the end when the sink's in place. So just lightly snug things up. Then it shows the short end going on here. Snug that up. And you can cross thread it, which I just did. So if your nut tightens up right away, you know you don't have things straight. A good way is to put it on there nice and straight and snug it up. It spins freely until it snugs up. That's what you want. And then this one is where the sink goes in, and you can adjust this as needed. And that will get another washer. It'll be a nut and a washer like that when you're done. Sink pipe. Now for the plumbing. Looks like I've got a little issue here. It looks like we're going to be too short on the plumbing. I'll have to get an extender, plus cut this pipe a little bit so I can go further back. It's almost there. Here's the extension tube, 6 inches long. So it comes with a ring. However, this is 1.5 inch, which is too large. So we'll use that thicker ring for 1.25 inches that came with this kit. Put the nut on, slide that up, bevel facing down. So that's ready. And then this section will go on here. And then this here. Bevel facing down. Slide that on there. This on here. Like such. I also cut and shortened this piece so I can go in and out if needed. So everything lines up, we just tighten it up. Slide the rubber down. Everything hand tight. So I have the spigot above. The water valves are off. We're ready for water. To test your pop-up, just put a little bit of water in there. Just covering the top. And if it leaks, the top will be exposed quickly. It's been a few minutes. Looks good. Let's do a fill. Is it going to swirl? Nice. So that swirl, it's needing air, and it can't get air until after the trap. Let me touch on that. Every trap in a home requires a vent on this side of the trap, and mine is behind the wall. It's what's known as a wet vent. It goes into a pipe that goes to the drain, but also goes out the top of the house. And if you don't have one of them, then you got to do some plumbing here and run a 1.5 inch pipe up and put in an admittance valve. It's basically a check valve. It allows air into the system, but doesn't allow sewer gases to escape. No leaks. So we'll run some water through it again. Nice. Everything's dry. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Hope this has helped someone. And if you'd like to see the installation of that spigot, I'll provide a link